Hi everybody, how you doing? So I was getting a lot of text messages and Twitter hits. Linda, where are you? What happened? I am so sorry the time flew by. I wasn't even consciously understanding that much time had passed by. It's weird because it's like the last time I posted was last Sunday. Sunday again. I am being very careful about taking care of myself thanks to you guys. You guys remind me of that a lot. I am reading a lot of very intense energy forms. My guides normally don't, they told me to do this YouTube video. For those of you coming in for the first time, I've told this story till I'm blue in the face, but I was instructed to do the video and I didn't want to. And they said, you will help calm people down, and that's why I'm here. Okay? So, but they had told me just the other day that I had been like a psychic. I had seen the futures in other lifetimes. And one of them was the Delphi. I was a priestess, the oracle, and smelling those gases and getting high as a kite. But it's like, I don't know how much they use these people, but I felt like I got discarded pretty fast. There was people that really liked me, though, and people that came from all over the world to get my input. So I guess I was important at that time, but, I tended to stand in ego. So, and even as this body now, I can be an ego. So I have to be very careful about just pacing myself and to be very clear. If I don't get it, I just have to tell you I don't get it. Okay, because sometimes I feel it and sometimes I'm pushing it. So, okay, so thank you guys for everything, for your well-being, I'm constantly, energetically flowing that cloud of energy out to everybody. So these things shall pass, okay? But we have some things to look at. Okay, first of all, just a quick heads up, Justin, Amish, what did I say? Or I don't know, probably other psychics said it too. Hello, a nothing burger. So I felt like the pressure was too much and he just had to step down. He wouldn't be like that Jill Stein. He was going to be really insignificant, which is exactly what happened. So he's a gun, bye-bye. And now we're going to look at Trump firing the IGs. He's fired 4 so far. The latest one was Linick. And the 4 that he got rid of was, where is it? Hold on, you guys. I kind of wrote things down. The intelligence IG, the defense IG, the Department of Health, and now the state. And he, Linick was looking at Pompeo. Now, we've known Pompeo is totally worthless. Yet he quotes the Bible all the time. Those are the ones you got to worry about. And it's so hard for the energies on the other side because they know not what they do and how bad they're hurting themselves, because you don't say you're Christian and then stab people, kill them, or discard them or lie. So Linick was flagged because Giuliani had given him a bunch of paperwork that he had got from that guy, that oligarch, that basically ended up being a liar, but wanting for him to, Pompeo, to investigate this disinformation about Marie Yovanovitch. You remember Marie, God bless her. She'll be back, by the way. And bull on Hunter Biden. And then when they got this stuff, they're like, you know what? This dude is lying. So, so now he's given a 30-day notice or something. So in the meantime, Congress is all up in a tizzy. Senator Collins said she doesn't like it. I don't care what Senator Collins says because she speaks with a forked tongue. And, you know, he's learned his lesson. Unfortunately, Senator Collins is going to have to go. And, you know, she could have been a contender, but she decided to jump on that bandwagon. It was all about money. They gave her money. She got money from Trump for, you know, being on his side. That's why Trump turned so bad on Mitch McConnell, because Mitch is like, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. You needs to go. Okay. Tell me about this Linick. So Congress needs to just stop giving money to the government. They need to cut the money to the government. They need to say, you know what? You're going to start firing people ad lib illegally. We're not going to give you any money to run your White House. Trump is crazy right now. And let me tell you something. You know why he's crazy? Because he knows he's going down. Think about it, how he knows stuff. There's stuff coming up right now that all of us don't know about. Okay, so what can I tell everybody about Linick? Linick. I'm supposed to be finishing my book. And what do? I sit and I look at, I've just been watching movies. I watched Glory the other night. I did a Bette Midler thing. I was watching In and Out in Beverly Hills. Ruthless People. Oh, God, that was so funny. I have Being There. I have How to Marry a Millionaire. Bus Stop, one of my favorites. Mad, Mad, Mad World. I'm kind of going backwards in time, and I'm just like phasing out, which isn't good, isn't healthy. I walk the dog, so that's good. That's positive. Okay, so, fortunes. Oh, fortunes are changing. Okay, so Linick has something to say. Interesting. Linick has something to say. So this judgment that they've made, there will be fighting about it. He started a fight. It's like, go ahead, kick that off my shoulder. Okay, now we're on to you. So I'm seeing people gathered around. I'm seeing Linick talking to people or telling people, this was why I had concern. This is why Trump wants me out. He's almost gone, you guys. He's tearing things up, but he doesn't realize how bad he is. Energetically, I'm just feeling even Florida's turning against him because of Floridian, the elderly, the retired are dying. And it's like, what are you doing, dude? No, I'm not going to vote for you again. Biden's a little easier to stomach for them. So I see, you know, moderate Republicans turning around and saying, no, I'm going to vote for Biden. Linick is talking. Remember, somebody always said, I think it was Revealing Light, that there was going to be people coming out talking. That's what I'm seeing. And also, the more that whistleblowers, the more that we're coming more towards the voting, towards November 3rd, the more that people are like pitching a fit. The more that people on the other side are like, oh, well, I don't know him. Because I don't know what's happening here, but he's crashing, you guys. He's losing his footing, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune. So all of this, even though we're like, holy shit, don't worry. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because it's all going to take him down. There's some woman, and it's not Pelosi, that feels like she comes forward. Maybe this is the New York AG, because there's like something coming up that Trump is just furious. You know, they want to make Biden look bad. They're like, this whole Obamagate thing it's total crap. It's not real. But, you know, they did it with Hillary and it worked. It stuck. Pizzagate. You know, they made it to where people were like, you know, well, I'm not really fond of Hillary. But whatever he's throwing at Biden doesn't seem to stick, which drives him even more crazy. And he makes more stupid remarks. And, okay, so we got that. Okay, so this guy, actually, his fortunes will change. And there's an offer for him down the road. So I think he'll get back into office because he has experience. Ooh, 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 ooh. And Marie's going to be okay. I told you guys that before. Okay, so now I want to tell you, that Russia is suffering. And I think, did I mention Russia before? That I felt bad? I felt bad for Florida, New York, Florida, California, and Russia. And Russia people, remember I keep seeing Putin running. So, you know, these are tough people. My first husband was Russian. They really, really are stable. They can handle a lot of things thrown at them. They've gone with so little. They've struggled. It's like being in the Depression all the time. So they know how to take care of themselves, but they're seeing this person flagrantly disregarding them. They've noticed it before. It's very hard to get through his people. You know, fortunately, if Trump had, you know, he's trying to use the military and the FBI and stuff, but he can't do it as well as Putin does it. So people can't say anything because you end up dead or out a window. But anyway, things are changing. But poor Russia. I mean, we want to pray for the people of Russia because they don't deserve this heartache. And my son had just read an article that apparently one of their ventilators, everybody's on ventilators over there. And one of the ventilators short circuit and caused a fire. And there was, be sure to Google it. There was a couple of deaths, but it's very sad, very sad. And I know Trump wants to help Putin as much as he can because he's indebted to him. But at least Putin is asking for help. So, okay, so now Howard Stern says he has some tapes he may release. I see him talking to people. I've never been a Howard Stern fan, for those of you. My parents loved him. But I've never been a Howard Stern fan. I'm not somebody that appreciates some of the degrading ways he talks about women. And him and Trump were buddies. You know, they were talking about, you know, young girls and stuff. So I think I saw Stern. Was it Bill Maher? I think Stern is getting a soul now. Like he's becoming a better person. But will you, Howard Stern, will you release those tapes to let us know? Not that we already did. You know, is there anything that's going to come out that's going to surprise you? Will you release some tapes? Somebody just said to me, it's clear as day. Thank you. Trump knows he's losing. He knows it. He doesn't want to accept it. It's like, I'm not stepping on the scale, but I know I'm losing weight. But when I step on the scale, it's like, holy crap. I'm delusional. You know what I'm saying? It's like Trump is like, oh no, I got this. I got this. Everything's going to be okay. And he has people around him afraid to tell him the truth. So, because he doesn't want to know the truth. I got to give you another vision I had. Real quick. I'll tell you, I'm going to definitely read on Howard Stern. I saw Jared and Ivanka and some other people in discussion in a round table, really trying to work. Oh, aren't they part of his being president again? Anyway, but I saw them talking and knowing the truth, knowing that he's bad in the polls, knowing that he's losing some, what you would call red states. Okay. I just saw that. So between Ivanka and Jared, they're talking amongst themselves, thinking, what are we going to do? What's our game plan? Because They have a lot of stuff on their record that's going to come back and haunt them. Jared, Ivanka. Jared is really in some trouble. Don't ask me why I know, but I just know. Well, you know why I know. Okay, Howard Stern, are you going to release some videos or tapes that we... Yes. Woo-hoo. When? We're still in May. I'm hearing May. He really thinks he's going to help out. Ooh, Trump is so mad. That's why Trump is like blasting. Notice how he hasn't said anything about Stern. I haven't seen anything, at least. He might be afraid to push him. Like, you know, F you, you're low level, blah, blah, blah. Because then he'll really piss off Stern and Stern. Ooh, let's hope Trump says something bad about Stern. So it's hard for Howard. He's already said some bad stuff about Trump. I think it was on Bill Maher. I see him really talking truthfully about Trump and how sad it is. And Trump didn't talk bad about him because he knows. He knows he's got information. So Stern is like maybe even worried about the legal implications. But I will tell you, he will release the information. Okay? He'll take Trump's star and reverse it. Here's people toasting him, and here's the Nine of Cups. So it's yes, but listen, not very nice. Might even go against Howard Stern, the conversations. That's the only reason Stern is hesitating, because he's worried about his own energy. So he might be worried about the legalities, or he's worried about how bad he looks, because he's not going to be student of the month. Okay, so that I see happening. And I asked, and you know, time frames are bad for me. But I'm definitely hearing before the election. So, but I heard the word May, and we're in May right now. Hey, listen, June 3rd, which is coming up, 5 months. 5 months. Okay, so Trump only has 5 months to cause damage. He knows he's losing, okay? We know the reason why he's firing these poor guys. Okay, so okay, so there was something else I wanted to ask you guys or talk about. Let's see. Where do you want me to, what do you want me to show everybody? Trump's status right now. You know, the guys aren't trying to like make fun of him or, you know, he's just really a bad man, and but he's part of the reason we're supposed to go through all this. So as terrible as it is, we're going to come out on the other side very good. Trump's status right now. Okay, I'll take a look. What do you want to tell me? Trump's status right now. Trump's status right now. I'm sorry we keep going over Trump, but sometimes it changes as months go by. That's why I look. And it also, to give you guys, my cards are pretty, I've even told you he had some good news coming. Remember, he thinks he's king for a day, but he's blind. Blind leading the blind. He's trying to come over difficulty. This virus thing has caused difficulty for him. He's extremely disappointed. People aren't saying, "Hail Trump." He likes the adulation. Somebody just told me they just saw an ad in the newspaper about you can get paid $15 an hour for being a fake person on one of his affairs that he has. You know, he has those things where people come, they bust him in. So a lot of it is, you know, it makes him look good. $15 an hour. He complains about paying anybody over 10. Okay, so the fate of Trump's status is that the explosion is going to get, his house is falling down. And here's Biden. Chee chee. Okay, so you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing, remember the 8 hits, boom, boom. So we might get this guy, Linick. boom, we're going to get other people coming out. People that you would think would be for Trump are actually going to say something. But it's like people coming out of the woodwork, letting people know. Interesting. Okay. Now, I think I read about Justice Sullivan. And now we know he's hired this guy who used to do the mafioso. He's supposed to challenge the DOJ as to why they dropped everything against Flynn. Well, we know why. It's as plain as the nose on our faces. We can't sit here and say, oh, gee golly, why did he? We know why. But I want to know how he's going to do. I want to know what he's going to do, how he's going to do. You guys rock. So yeah, in a past life, I was numerous times, more than once, a couple of times famous, but I have to be very careful because if I get caught up in my ego, it'll bring me down. They're very specific. So I do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not really supposed to like have my own TV show. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to like just stand back because the information comes to me better if I'm not cluttered with, like I have to be careful. I can't answer all you guys because I can't be cluttered with too much. Okay, tell me about, I can't think of his name, but it's Justice Sullivan. I like Sullivan. Okay, sometimes I get a hit. This is weird, okay? But I'm just going to tell you. Now, I know that Biden promised he would bring in a woman to the, but I see two people leaving right after Biden's in office. I'm wondering if Sullivan is one of them to be a justice, SCOTUS. $2,000 people told Barr to go. Now, he doesn't take it personal. He doesn't care. Just like Trump doesn't care. It's all, and it's not Trump. Trump's not the wise one. Trump's not the smart one. He's the puppet. When he talks, you can tell he didn't think this through. But they're all talking in his ear, giving him information, telling him how we're going to do this. Bannon was that way. He just got mad that Bannon got so much attention. He was mad at Bannon for being on Time magazine. Ooh, justice. When it shows up upright, you know it's good. I don't know if they'll magically be able, justice is served. The information is given, and it might even be that, Justice Sullivan makes a point. Do you see what I'm saying? His hands might be tied and he might not be able to, well, let me ask that question because I'm feeling like it's almost like he can't still make Flynn pay, but they made a point or they let America see what kind of lowlife this is. The guy's a traitor. It's pure and simple. And, Trump's talking about he'll put him back on the administration. Okay, let's look. What happens to Flynn? Will Flynn... And Trump really wants you guys to think that the whole Russia thing was a big conspiracy, and it's not. Putin is on Trump. He's on Trump. He's on Trump. He's telling him, you got to get these things off of me. As soon as Trump got in office, and excuse me to those who've already heard this, he released all sanctions for Russia. And remember, we had a Republican Congress and Senate. And someone told the Congress, he just released all the sanctions. And Congress turned around and said, no, you can't do that. And they put them all back. That's why Trump initially was like, what do you mean? I'm the boss. He likes to repeat that. I can do whatever I want. I'm king. What can you tell me? What can you tell me? Flynn. I I don't think Flynn, he might work in the back, but I don't see him wanting to go into the White House. Because he confessed that he was a liar. And now we're supposed to look the other way. Ooh, not good for Flynn. Not good for Flynn. So things aren't going to necessarily work out the way he thought. So maybe the judge will hit him with a book. The judge feels restricted, so I don't know what that is. Or he says, no, you're going to jail. And Trump says, no, you're coming out. But Flynn he's a little wuss. And they say he's a powerful man. He's going to end up singing. But they won't give him his credit because he lied already to them. They're going to be able to go back and get him for everything they didn't get him on. Okay. Now, I want to tell you something. I could see Justice Roberts. And the reason I want to tell you this is Justice Roberts is sort of on the fence. Don't fear. I almost see them coming back with some reason that maybe Congress can't get something. It's like they should do it, but their conversation is kind of like they're spinning it just like they do. But I see the main thing is there's one thing that is going to get released, and it's something else because it was like I saw good and bad. So, or they might send it back and tell them you got to come up with more details specifically of what you want. Can't be so broad. That's what I see. But it doesn't matter because stuff is coming out. Remember, we always knew it's about money. The economy, please batten that down your hatch because it's going to start, but it's going to be good again. We're going into a new organization in January and a new beginning. And they told me to tell you that God is good. God or whoever you believe in is good. Remember to breathe, to allow, try not to get caught up. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of shut off the MSNBC because remember, they're making money off this. As terrible as Trump is and as much as they truly mean when they say this guy's cray-cray and they want the good for the country, their pocketbooks are getting filled. So I'm not saying that they want him to win at all. I'm just saying they keep spending it. They keep giving us fear. So, okay, now we're going to talk, last but not least, vaccine. Vaccine. Tell me about the vaccine coming up. I feel bad for Russia. South Korea's getting hit again. America, it's still there, but it's not. I'm telling you, we're coming up with a vaccine. It might be right when Trump leaves or it's coming up. So remember I told you end of the year. It's after the election. Although he'd like to believe, you know what he's telling everybody, vote for me, so I'll make sure I push it through. It doesn't matter, Biden, but push it through. And yeah, it normally takes a couple of years, but somebody in another country is going to come up with this vaccine. Somebody's already working on it. It's been showing great progress. I don't know who it is. I can just tell you, I can see it's a different country. They're speaking a different language. And Trump wants to be all part of this, but they're like, whatever. But they'll help Americans too. Yeah, see, it's going to happen quickly. We're dancing under it's like prosperity again. It's like, thank you. And don't forget the new president is going to bring in, and there was an article written about Biden kind of going with the FDR energy. And what did we say? FDR shows up all the time. I'll have to ask our girl Melissa, was Biden FDR? Because he's going to kind of go to, no, he couldn't because he was still alive. He was a baby, right? When FDR was born. Yeah. But that energy is around him. And FDR always comes to me. So I'm telling you, FDR has something to do with this new beginning. And it's like the New Deal. He's going to, because we're going to be picking up the pieces and bringing our youth and our prosperity. It's going to be a whole new world, you guys. I'm so excited. Everything's going to change. And we're going to be more, they'll definitely take away the powers of the president. It won't be free-for-all like Trump tried to do. But we're going to fall in love with it, with the office again. And there's going to be, definitely the CDC will be built up. Listen, somebody wrote me, or somebody I read told me, I don't know if it was Ebola or SARS. I think it was SARS. They worked for some group somewhere. Not that huge, but they were dealing with that particular virus and someone got sick with it. Or they just happened to be in a place where someone got sick with it. The CDC went in and isolated and took care of the sick person and did that tracking to make sure they got everybody. And she said, Linda, it wasn't resolved in a month, 2 months. It was resolved in like 2 weeks. There was nothing else after that because the CDC was on it. The CDC, she said, was fantastic. And I'm going to tell you something. The CDC will be all empowering again and really being able to take care of people. So, we're going to have all this back. This was unnecessary, you guys, and I'm so sorry. But if you think about it, all those people aren't dead, if you know what I mean, because, I see them on the other side. But if you think about it, that this whole thing actually helped Trump to drop even more because he can't spend those deaths. He can't say, you got, what did he say in 2018 when he was going around talking to everybody? Oh, you got to vote for me because the Democrats are going to take away your health care. Do you remember that? I remember that. Oh boy. And if you don't vote for me and the Republicans, they're going to impeach me. Well, we did. And no, he did nothing for health care. In fact, they're trying to get it pulled off. They're trying anything with Obama. He absolutely hates Obama. He is a racist. That's the bottom line. So he just doesn't like Obama. And he does everything he can. But yet he screams and yells about how could people be so disrespectful to the president. Well, we got to have a president we respect. And, Obama could have some sides to him that, you wish he would be more a FU guy. But Obama's talking now. A lot of people loved Obama. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what I see for the virus, unfortunately, there's, some people that are still getting sick. But oh gosh, you guys, it's good news coming in. It's somebody in a different country is working on it. They almost have it. Like, we're going to get some good news. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So yeah, it might be difficult getting it out there. I do see like probably hospital people with specific things like me, autoimmune compromised post chemo. These kind of people might get the injection first. But this virus will be stopped, and I see the CDC and everybody really up on top of things. So this won't happen again. Or if it starts to happen, it is just like the CDC did with the lady with SARS. They were in there. They took care of business. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just lazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just lazy. Sorry, I keep saying, you know what I'm saying. Oh, you know what I watched? The Millers, that movie, The Millers, and the young girl in the show really liked this guy that kept saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's probably where I got it just now. Okay, you guys, so in the box below, be sure to let me know any questions you have. I promise you I'll probably be back Tuesday or Wednesday. And then also, I think I'm pretty booked up through August through my site. So I'll give you the Angel Heart for You phone number if you want to book, because I just gave her some more dates. And then also the Sedona event in May. Only 3 people bought tickets, like I told you, which is like, remember, I'd sell out in a day. And that's cool because everybody's frightened and stuff. But this thing will take place. I saw it. So probably they'll sell. So don't worry about getting tickets now. You wait till you know we got the all clear. Because it's so much fun, you guys. I'm looking forward to July. We're supposed to go up there in July, so. All right. Okay, you guys. We shall talk later. And thank you so much for worrying about if something happened to me. Actually, I couldn't tell you guys the truth because, you know what I'm saying, because I had a little visitor. I had Mr. Pitt come on over and, talk to me about a motion picture he's working on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pulling your leg. It was my big butt laying in bed watching all those movies. Okay, take care. And Lulu and Jack say hi. They're doing good. Bye.